Part 3 of lesson 1.1. So let's take a look at this. Our problem 2 of this is writing expressions with multiplication or division. So directions, what is an algebraic expression for the word phrase? So the exact same thing that we just did in part 2, except now we're talking about multiplication and division. So 8 times a number n. Well, what does timesy mean? Timesy means, good, it means to multiply. So we're looking at 8 times n. We're looking at all these situations. All right, here's one of my biggies. Yes, every single one of these gives me the exact same answer. All right, however, doesn't that look like an X? Yeah, so I don't want to see these two. Because this one, yeah, it does say multiplication. However, that multiplication symbol can represent a variable. It can be very confusing that it's actually X. So please, 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 please do not put 8xn. Okay, because I'm going to read it as just that 8xn, not 8 times n. Also, yes, the dot is correct. So I'll accept it. But we really got to get away from that. We really need to be writing these as like 8n. Okay? Because hugging each other means multiplication. Alright? So this dot is, you're not going to see it very much later on in tougher, courses with this. Also, you're never going to see the 8 on the right hand side of the variable. You're always going to see it on the left hand side. So although these are totally correct, this one I'm going to deny because that could be a variable of x. Also, I'll take this, but I want you to get away from it. All right, and these guys, the variables are the 8's on the right hand side. Even though it is correct because it's a commutative property of multiplication, it is better to write it as on the left hand side. All right, so yeah, it's just a proper way of doing something. That's pretty much how you can look at it. Okay, the next one is the quotient. The quotient of a number n and 5. Well, what does quotient mean? Quotient means to, good, it means to divide. Quotient means to divide. So I can say n divided by 5 using the division symbol, or I can even write it as a fraction. Again, since we're dealing with algebra 1, this way you're not going to see very often. You're going to see it as this. And it's important to remember that this division bar right here, that fraction bar, really does mean to divide. It's kind of like a little bit of a shorthand way of writing this a little bit. I'm going to discuss that later. But it's kind of, it's nice to write it as a fraction as opposed to this. Especially when we get into like bigger things on the numerator and multiple things in the denominator. Okay? So our last one until I release you and have you guys do a couple is a third of a number n. Well, first of all, what does a third mean? Good, it's a fraction. It's a fraction of 1/3, right? 1 over 3. Well, what does the word of mean? The word of means multiplication. Good. So I could write this as, sorry, I got one more besides this one. 1/3 times n, or I could even write it as n over 3. Both of these are the exact same thing. Both of these I'll accept without any hesitation. Okay? This one just looks a little bit more nicer. Just giving you a heads up, but it works. Okay, so our last problem, until I release you on doing problems that are similar to this, is the product of 15 and c. In the product of 15 and c, again, product means multiplication, so we're going to take 15 times c. And again, you could tell me that this is c times 15. Yes, you're totally correct because the commutative property of multiplication. However, this way is the proper way of writing it. So I want you to get away. You should stop using this method if you are. This way is the proper method. All right. I also want you guys to try out some of these. I got a couple of them that I want you to try out. I apologize for the video. I'm going to find a solution to this. I promise. So Shanlin, go easy on me. The quotient. So pause the video and write this one out. The quotient of n and 8, and write an algebraic expression. So go ahead and pause it and come back when you have it written out. Assuming that you have written out the quotient of n and 8, I really hope that you wrote it as n over 8. Good. Next one, try this one out. A number t divided by 82. A number t divided by 82. Again, what does division mean? Or what does divided by mean? So think about that. Pause the video and write out your write out an algebraic expression for it. Okay, so you pause your video and let's take a look at our answer. It's going to be t divided by 82 because divided by means division, right? It means fraction to me. When I see divided by, I'm seeing fractions because isn't fraction division? Yeah, sure is. Okay, let's take a look at one more. It says 1/2 of x. So first of all, you gotta tell me what 1/2 is, because that's not a number, or is it? I mean, what is 1/2? How could I represent that? What does the word of mean? Gotta think about that too. So go ahead and pause the video and write down your answer. Okay, assuming you pause the video. And hopefully you would come up with that 1/2 really means the fraction of 1 over 2. And of means to multiply, so we have 1/2 x, or we can even write it as 1 over 2. I like this better. I like this a lot better. But that's my personal opinion. Okay, one more. We have the product of 12 and d, the product of 12 and d. So again, go ahead and pause this video and work this one out. The product of 12 and d. Okay, so when you paused the video and worked it out, hopefully you would have came up with 12 times d. Again, if you were to write this out as d12, I am not really thrilled about that way. I'm okay with it, but at the exact same time, I'm not, because the number needs to go on the left-hand side of the variable. All right, that concludes part 3 of Algebra 1.1 notes. I will see you in a little bit.